there's a very interesting concern in the room that there has been, like, we've seen trade blocks fail, and the question is, are there some lessons learned from failed existing regional trade agreements in order to avoid the same challenges? And the example was the ECOWAS market. Have you done a study around some of the trade blocks that have been set up but are not functioning?
Well, I don't know how you say ECOWAS is not functioning, because ECOWAS is a customs union. And not too long ago, ECOWAS announced that they are going to have the ECO, the single currency, by 2020. So when you say ECOWAS has failed, it's very, very difficult to say I agree with you. But the fundamental issue is that when we came up with the Abuja Treaty in 1991, we designated regional economic communities as building blocks. Now, the agenda for continental integration has come up. So the first stage is to create the continental framework, which we have done. Then when we move to the level of the African Customs Union, that's when the question of what to do with each of the regional economic communities is going to come up. And we're going to have a very detailed technical study on how to ensure that we align the programs of regional economic communities and the institutions within the African Customs Union that we're going to create. Because why that is so is because when we create the African Customs Union, we are going to have a common African external tariff. And it will be more or less monitored at the continental level, not at the regional level.
I want to just add a little bit of my thought on this question. Again, in another question that is exactly the same. I was speaking to Abdul Rabi Usamad, a Nigerian billionaire who deals with sugar and cement. And he mentioned something very interesting. It's very hard for them to do business with the Benin Republic, which is basically a neighboring country. Nigerians and the Benin, the trade is very hard. And they belong to the same trade bloc. On the other hand, East Africa is one of the emerging markets and fastest growing regional trade bloc. I think it was in March, we all learned of what happened with the closing of the borders, and you see trading stop coming to a halt, right? With such happening, and we're looking at coming together as a continent to do trade together, how does this hurt the ongoing process with the AFCFTA? How does it stand to hinder development on the continent?
Well, non-tariff barriers are a major impediment to development of intra-regional trade. And the nature of non-tariff barriers is that they are always more or less living devils, if I can use that term. You try to eliminate one non-tariff barrier today, another one will emerge in another form the next day. And this is worldwide. Even within the European Union, you find those challenges. What we have done is to come up with an online non-tariff barriers monitoring, reporting, and elimination mechanism, such that if a party has been subjected to NTBs, they will immediately report that to the Secretariat of the African Continental Free Trade Area, and they will ensure that they deal with the issue there and then. And if that fails, it goes to dispute settlement. So there will always be a challenge of non-tariff barriers. Governments, or even businesses, come up with various entities. Not too long ago, I was in Zambia. One would-be exporter was complaining to me that he has been trying for the past 3 months to get a an export license to export soybeans to Rwanda. And the officials in the Ministry of Agriculture, the person who was supposed to sign, has not signed. I said, well, that's a non-tariff barrier. In the future, all you need is to report it to us, and we'll deal directly with the person involved.
Interesting. So you heard. If you find a problem like that one, please report to the AU. Quick one.